Hi guys, this is George back here with another video and welcome to the 8th episode here in Enchanted Land in Planet Coaster, where today we are going to be working on the ghost train. Of course, I started this in the last episode where I put the track in and and the base for the ride. Off camera, I put some of the walls in to separate some of the scenes off. However, I actually do quite a lot of work changing up some of the layout of the walls in this episode, and I also have deleted part of the layout for it as well, so then I can plan the building around it and make the building the size I need to before the track goes up. So yeah, here we go. As you can see, we've got some of the doors going in there to separate all of the different scenes off. You can see that the track was in the way there, so that's a section that I have to change, and then I need to move the walls so it'll fit in. So yeah, it's definitely a time-consuming project, this one. In this episode, you're looking at about an hour and 40 minutes worth of work go into this that was all sped up into this video. And then I've done a lot of work off camera since filming this as well, with a lot of the walls of the building. In the next episode, I'm going to be doing some more of the scenes. I was expecting to be able to finish this in one episode. However, it was taking too long and I've still got quite a lot more to do. So I will be doing another episode on this ghost train. So you'll see some of the scenes go in today, and then some will go in the next episode. So yeah, you can see all the doors going in here, and then it was the second floor where I pretty much changed the layout completely. As you can see, it just ends after the lift hill. It's a completely different layout now because I had to change it. Because I wanted to basically, you can see here that I've been laying out where I want all of the walls and ceilings to be, and I deleted the track so I can place all of the ceilings in and then put the track above it as well, because obviously the scenes are only one wall high. However, I want the building to look bigger from the outside, but then yeah, if the scenes are really high up, like 2 or 3 walls high, then they just look really empty. So yeah, that's the problem. So it's about making it look good from the inside and the outside. So I do quite a lot of that off camera. You'll start to see some of these scenes going in here now, and then all of the walls and ceilings and things go on off camera. And then in the next episode, I'll be doing some more of the scenes, hopefully finishing the scenes, and then maybe the episode after that, I'll do the outside of it in the queue line, all the theming around the area and stuff. So here we go. You can see some of the first props going in here. This fireplace was actually causing some problems, and it was because of this fire here. So you'll see later on in the episode, I tried to put some curtains in. However, the fireplace gets in the way of them. So I tried to move the fireplace. I actually ended up trying to move it a couple of times. However, because of that fire effect being under the ground, I couldn't reach it to be able to move that, and it looked really weird with the fireplace off to the side, and then just like the side of the fireplace on fire rather than the logs. So yeah, it looked a bit weird. You can see the wallpaper here as well. I was trying to make sure that that lined up as evenly as possible. It's not perfect, however, it's not too bad, I guess, and you're not really going to notice it when you just go through all of the different scenes. So there we go. So the windows will be going in shortly. You can see all the wallpaper going in. The wallpaper stays the same for the first few rooms of the ride. However, I will be using some different ones in other scenes of the ride later on. Not in this episode, but in some of the ones I make in the next episode, there will be some different wallpaper going in. There we go. I think that, yeah, this is the final side to do now. And then I think this is the point now where I start putting the windows in. And you can see what I was talking about with the curtains and the fireplace. Oh, we've got some lights going in. Here we go. So of course this first scene of the ride is pretty much like a living room scene. Here we go. There are the windows going in. Some lights there as well. It's about making sure that there's enough lighting in this attraction for you to be able to see all of the theming. However, not too much, because of course it is a ghost train, so it's not supposed to be really bright. Of course, this is a vintage ghost train as well, but with the idea with this is that it would have had changes over time. It's like the one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, that's the world's oldest ghost train. However, every few years, the park go back to it and add new scenes in and new technology into it, so it's still got the classic effects, but also the new stuff as well. That's going to be the idea with this, and later on there are some screens that go into this ride. However, the idea with that is that they would have been added on later on in the ride's life. You can see here what I was talking about with the fireplace there now, so I ended up moving it back and deciding that I'd just remove that window instead of moving the fireplace because it looked weird with the side of the fireplace just all on fire. There we go. Curtains are coming back, ready to put them in for these windows here. Lining them up there, making sure they're nice and even. Again, they're not perfect, however, it's quite difficult to get them in exactly the kind of place you want because you have to be very, very specific with it. Here we go, we've got some more props going in here. We've got a table there, another seating area. And then you're going to see some bookshelves start to go in soon. So yeah, this room you're going to go through and there's going to be not loads of effects in this room. However, there are some moving books on all of the bookshelves. So that's quite a bit of an effect. And then later on, you'll see some cobwebs go in and some spiders. There we go. We've got some more lighting there. And then you'll see the triggers all go in later as well. So I actually do a few scenes in this episode. So once I've done this scene, I do another three scenes after this. And yeah, as I said, it took about an hour and 40 minutes to do everything that you're seeing in this episode. And then I spent about another maybe 40 minutes off camera, making sure the building's how I want it and changing up the layout and making it exactly how I wanted it. So yeah, it's quite a time consuming project and I'm only about halfway through it overall. So yeah, I've still got a lot more to do. Here we go, you can see some of the spiders going in there. Just putting them around the room. So yeah, by the start of the next episode, the layout upstairs is going to look very different. Here we go, you can see me trying to find some of the spooky pictures. Now it's annoying with the image because there's only one image in the spooky section. So I had to put, the plan was to put lots of images instead of the screens. However, because there's only the one image, I decided to put some of the screens in as well because, yeah, I'm not just going to have the same photo on every wall and all next to each other, especially as we get later on in the ride. There are some scenes where there's quite a few of these photos or screens, so like all next to each other, but they all show slightly different things. But yeah, I'll probably maybe I'll try and find some images online of maybe some scary faces or monsters or something to put up on the pictures up on the wall, maybe. Yeah, I'll probably do that. There we go, you can see the next scene going in now. So this section is basically if you're going down a big corridor and there's going to be lots of doors either side of you and they're all going to be boarded up and kind of locked. There's a scene like this in the Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom. However, I don't remember the doors being all boarded up. However, there is a scene where you're going through a corridor and there's lots of doors either side of you, and all the handles are moving and making noises, and as if they're about to open and something's going to walk out through the door. So yeah, I wanted a scene a bit like that. However, with this one, the doors aren't going to open; they're all going to be boarded up. Here we go. You can see the wallpaper going in for the next scene as well. This is one of the biggest scenes in the ride. Here we go. So yeah, you can see all the wallpaper there. It's all about making sure that it looks decent because of course it's not going to be the neatest thing ever with trying to line the wallpaper up exactly. But I think it turned out okay. And then obviously some sections have been blocked off as well because I built the building way bigger than I needed it to be. And there we go, you can see coming back round to the door now. Doing these last couple of sections. This was a point where I had to decide which bit was more important to cover up. So I decided that it was more important to have the left side covered up because you're more likely to see that rather than the corner right behind you. Here we go, you can see the other side of the wall going in for the corridor. And then you're about to see all the doors start going in. There we go. There are the doors. So there's a few of them on each side. And then I'm going to get some like wooden planks in a minute to kind of put up against the doors. And then you'll see some more seating and lighting going in as well. This one's quite a basic scene, however, I really like this kind of scene on the Haunted Mansion, and I wanted it in my own ride. There we go, you can see the lights going in between the doors there. And this is the point now where there starts to be a few more triggers as well. I don't want to put loads of triggers in this ride because of course it is a classic ghost train, so there's not going to be loads of effects. However, as I was saying earlier about making it like keeping the classic stuff but also putting some more modern stuff in it as well over time throughout the ride's lifetime. So you'll see some slightly more modern effects going, some more triggers. There in here, there's a section where there's a spider that drops down from the ceiling, and in some of the other scenes, you'll see some of the hooded shadow figures. Here we go. You can see a grandfather clock going in there. Oh no, I didn't put that in the end. Yeah, I was just looking at. I was originally thinking maybe of putting some skeletons hanging on the wall. However, then I decided actually no, I'm not going to do that. I might save that for later on in the ride. Maybe one of the upstairs scenes, more cobwebs going in. And you can see the floating book over there as well. I really like that effect. And here we go. Here's all the planks going in. There we go. That's that side nearly done. And then we'll move on to the other side. Yeah, unfortunately they are quite thick. However, it doesn't look like they're properly lined up when you actually ride it. You don't see any on-ride footage in this video. However, I have gone for a POV off camera just to see what it looks like. And unfortunately, they're not on there on the wall amazingly. You can tell they're kind of sticking out a bit. However, it's not the end of the world. I still think it looks quite nice. Here we go, you can see the spider going in now. That's going to drop from above. There we go, that's just gone in. We got a rocking chair going in, a moving rocking chair. Another table next to it as well. There you go. So yeah, you can see lots of different props going in this room. More spiders. There we go. Spiders are going in. And then yeah, that one as well. I like that one, how it looks like it's attacking something. There you go, you can see some more triggers going in now. I actually end up moving these. I think it's off camera I move them. Because, yeah, it is, because when I went for a POV, I saw that I'd put the triggers a bit too far forward, and by the time that the effector got set off, you couldn't really see some things, and then you got really close to the doors, and they didn't kind of look like they were opening by themselves, and yeah, so I moved them a bit further back. Here we go. You can see the next scene going in now. So this is going to be a big dining room scene. So you can see a big dining table going in here. You're also going to see lots of other seating areas. There's a big fireplace that goes in as well, and also some bookshelves either side of that. This is a room as well where there's quite a lot of different photos, and you see quite a few different screens inside of this room. So yeah, as I was talking about earlier with not wanting the same image all the time, there's literally points in this ride where there's like 3 or 4 like photo frames all next to each other, and I didn't want them displaying the same thing, so I thought, yeah, I'll just add some videos on there instead that are from the game, because there's quite a lot of different spooky videos that are already in the game that I can put on, and then I'll just find some other photos online to put around other sections of the ride, maybe some monsters or something, maybe, or a ghost, I don't know. I'll see. There we go, more windows going in here. And then the curtains are going, I'm using the other curtains with this one, of course, used the red ones in the first scene, and then these ones are coming in this scene. Yeah, I do really like this effect. I think it adds quite a lot to the ride. And then you'll see more lighting going in as well. Most of the lighting that I've used are either from these candles or from the kind of bulbs that go on the wall that I've been putting in the other scenes. You can see the fireplace going in now. I'm not sure when the lights come in, but I'm pretty sure I do put some up. There we go, you can see some more sofas going in there. There we go, there's the lights all going in. Here we go, more seating going in. I'm not sure what house is going to have this much seating in, however, oh well. It fills up the space quite nicely. You'd imagine that in this scene there'd be some kind of banquet going on. Here we go, you can see all the different photo frames going in there. And some lighting, of course. Make sure the scenes are the perfect balance of lighting. You want to be able to see all the props, but obviously you want it to be quite dark because it is a ghost train after all. All the books going in here. I do wish there were some bookshelves that stay still. I mean, I know I could use a trigger to make it so they're still and then they only move at certain times. However, I decided I wasn't going to do that because it just takes quite a lot of time, and it does look quite good with them all moving there. Here we go, more photo frames going in there and cobwebs. Another grandfather clock there. And then yeah, I didn't really know what to do with this final section of the room, so I just put a couple of photo frames up. I don't think I've put any in those ones yet. There's definitely some in the four next to each other. I put some of the videos on there that come with the game. However, I haven't put something in all of the frames yet. Here we go, more spiders going in. And then here we go, this is a section where one of those shadow figures are going to drop down. And then there's another one over here as well, just as you leave the dining room into the next scene. And the next scene is going to be based outdoors, and you're going to go through a graveyard, and there's going to be all star cloth on the wall instead of the wallpaper, lots of graves and crows, and I did want to have a lightning effect inside this room to make it look like it was kind of through the window. However, I decided no, I won't do that, and I'll just save it for the next scene and do some lightning bolts on the outside scene. So you'll see some of them going as well. So yeah, this next scene has quite a lot of different triggered effects, as you'll see go into place shortly. Here we go, you can see adding all the triggers in there for the dining room scene before we'll make our way out. Oh, here we go, putting something in all the different screens. So here we go, I'm looking now to see if I can find any of the spooky images, but yeah, there was only the one, so I thought, yeah, I'll just put a movie in there instead. Scrolling down there, then you'll see, there we go, there's one of them. They're all quite similar, unfortunately. However, there are some slight differences between them, but to be honest, you're probably not really going to be looking at those very long because you're going to go straight past them and be looking at the dining room table. Oh, here we go, there's something in there as well. I don't think I end up putting, oh no, I did. Oh, maybe not, no, I got rid of it. There we go, right, moving on to the next scene now. So yeah, this is the outdoor scene, as I was saying. I might add another one of these throughout the ride, however, I don't know just yet. Here we go, just looking for the star cloth. There we go. So yeah, there's a section like this on the Curse at Alton Manor, which I absolutely love, of course, at Alton Towers. And then there's also one, in fact, there's a couple of outdoor-based scenes on the Haunted Mansion at Walt Disney World, and also Phantom Manor at Disneyland Paris. I mean, Phantom Manor and Haunted Mansion are very similar rides, but yeah, a lot of inspiration from those rides I'm using for this ride, but of course giving it that classic vintage feel as well, because Haunted Mansion's a much more modern ride. Here you go, you can see I'm taking out all of the flooring here, and I'm going to replace that with a stone patio kind of flooring, making it look more realistic, like you are outside. Lining that up there. And in it goes. Yeah, there are some sections in this ride that in this scene that are not as kind of filled up as some sections. However, you don't really see them. I feel like I might have made this scene a little bit big for what I wanted to achieve. However, it's not too big of a problem. You can see some graves going in there. Yeah, I really wanted to add one of those trees in. However, by the time it wouldn't fit for the roof to go on, so I wasn't able to do that, unfortunately. We've got some fences going in, and then some crows going on there. Yeah, lots of different animatronics that are going into this scene. And you'll see some more of those shadow figures coming in later as well. Here you go, just putting some rubble around as if stuff's been dug up. Just about trying to fill up the space. Yeah, I end up trying to kind of use those to block the space further behind it because I didn't really know what I didn't want to put loads of the same kind of theming pieces in, but I was also trying to find something to fill the space up, so I thought if I just kind of use those to block it, I think I do end up putting something back there later. Yeah, you can see a skeleton going into the coffin there. We've got a rat as well, just trying to put that in the right place so it doesn't knock into any of the theming. Yeah, here we go, there's some rats going in here. And a couple more gravestones. And then here we go, there's a big gargoyle going up here. Yeah, I wanted to add some benches in, but it doesn't let you place it unless there's a path, like a guest pathway, so that was unfortunate, but it was not too big of a deal. Here we go, got some of the hooded figures going in there. I was going to use that one, however, then I decided I didn't want you to be able to kind of see the stick that it was on going really high up, so I thought maybe I'll save that for another scene where I can kind of hide that behind a prop. I was thinking about putting it behind the gargoyle, however, then I thought actually you might not be able to see it very well. There we go, you can see some of the lightning strikes coming in now. And they'll soon be triggered up with the rest of the ride. We've got some pumpkins going in as well. Just kind of scattering random theming pieces around, filling up the space. And then of course that one there is going to provide a bit of light as well. And then here we go, we've got Pit there, moving the coffins back. And them of course just constantly the lids opening. I don't think I triggered them up. I think you'll just see them open and close by themselves a few times rather than just the once. Here we go, we've got another spider going in as well there. There we go, and then there's that door going in there. That is about the end of this video here. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at George Kelly, follow me on Twitter at George Kelly. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe everyone, and I will see you all later. Bye.